we have the capability of putting intelligence on Mars. So we've had rovers exploring Mars for the last 20, 30 years. We have a probe that is actually technically out of our solar system that we're still talking with, but I think that was launched in the 70s. That's the furthest capability that we have so far as a species to get out into outer space. If an alien race ever reached us, you know how, it is just unimaginable how advanced they have to be to get to us. So for us right now, we haven't evolved too much as a species. Not saying we came from chimps, but we have adapted, and we're getting taller as each generation. We're getting smarter per each generation. Probably the biggest thing for us to get that has helped us get to where we are is our opposable thumbs in our brain.
Yes.
I'm trying to think, what adaptations would our body need to make? Whether it's a third, fourth arm or something like that. What adaptations would our body need to make to eventually be able to sustain interplanetary travel and beyond our solar system, perhaps even intergalactic travel? So what kind of adaptations would we need? And also, what would be advantageous for us to have maybe the brain power or the willpower to even engineer a technology to get us to that point? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume our heads are gonna have to be pretty big to be so smart to compute some kind of beyond rocket science, some quantum physics or something to get ourselves beyond just interplanetary, but as I was saying, the intergalactic travel.
Yeah.
So I almost think
interesting
how whatever you and I think of what we would need to get to that point, maybe that's what an alien could look like.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Geez, that's maybe one of the best questions we've had in the entirety of our podcast thus far, not just this episode, but from day one. Wow, we could easily talk about this for hours.
Yeah, we could. We really could.
This maybe won't answer your question. Maybe this opens up another mystery.
This is just a fun conversation.
No, this might open up a whole other mystery box. Be right, this is fun. As you were talking, I was thinking to myself two things. If we ever did see the aliens, I don't think we would just, there's their spacecraft and there's them. We would probably get a probe. You talked about that. We sent out a probe.
Yeah.
And we have all this rovers. We might see a rover and be like, is that alien technology or is that them? The first encounter with them would probably be some sort of technology thing, and just that impending doom of, we've discovered this, brace yourselves. We destroyed the rover, now they can come at any time. I mean, that would be, talk about fear-inducing with the World of Worlds. Oh my gosh, that prepare yourselves. They hit us up.
We can't do anything.
They hit us up on Facebook Messenger. We're coming.
Only the people that have WhatsApp get it,
right? But yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh,
exactly. Oh my gosh. But no, it's the other thing I was thinking about too. As you were talking, I was like, well, the one thing we would just really need. What if we were just capable to breathe in space? What if we were capable that we didn't need these spacesuits, that we could just breathe on any planet? And then I was kind of getting in my head, I was like, what an interesting thing that, we believe in God, right? We believe that God is our Father and He created us. What an interesting thing that He equipped us with. You can only breathe on this planet.
Yeah.
Is that to keep you on this planet so we can keep...
Wow.
Let's say...
I like that question.
Let's say that God created other versions of mankind on other planets and whatever. There's the constant theory of, are we just a test trial? Was this a test tube? Was God just like, okay, we started with the dinosaurs. That was a failed experiment.
Sure.
This is his next experiment was us, right? Is it to keep his experiment segregated? And then when he wants to do intervention, he can then, what was it called? Not cross-mutate, but what's it when you take two science experiments and then you mesh them together?
What are you talking about?
Almost like pollinate?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Okay. Cross-germinate or something.
Yes. Okay. God would be the force to make that happen.
Sure.
Right? I find that interesting. Why that we can only breathe here. So, let's say we do get to Mars, and let's say there's another species there. is our way of interacting always going to be through like a spacesuit?
Right.
Like, is that how we're supposed to meet them, or does that also push this idea that we're just as alien as them because we're not showing up in our raw forms? We're showing up looking terrifying. These mirrored masks and these giant. We look like we're broad and we all look like Dwayne the Rock Johnson in those spacesuits, but in fact we're meek.